Welcome everyone, Sir Guano Moldy Cheese, welcoming you to my 20th video, which is kind of wild because I assumed I'd quit around video 4. Not dramatically, mind you, just quietly, like deleting the app and pretending that this never happened. But no, 20 uploads of me talking to a camera like that's a normal thing for adults to do now. So thank you for watching, commenting, and not calling the psych ward to check on me. This isn't a celebration. It's evidence of poor judgment and consistency. 20 uploads. That's 20 times I hit post, closed the app, and immediately started questioning every life choice I have ever made. But somehow, you watched, you commented, you came back. So, this isn't a highlight reel. It's proof that consistency beats confidence. Here's to 20. Let's roll the chaos. So this past Monday, unfortunately, Adam the Woo passed. And so he influenced me. I really enjoyed his videos, and I said, in memory of him, I'll do a little vlog video. Who knows? Maybe start a channel. Well, I've already started a channel, but maybe do something with my channel. And I'm not under any illusions that I'll ever reach even a tenth of what he's done. Like I mentioned, he got over 4,000 videos on his channel. This is the Solar Arts building. There's artist studios there. Right next to it is Indeed Brewing, one of the microbrews here in Northeast. That building up there used to be the Northrop King Seed Company. Then it was vacant for many years, and now it's become artist studios. Many artist studios there. We'll walk that way. Show you a closer look. There you can see Indeed Brewing. Remember at the other church I told you to remember that stained glass window with Jesus. Well, I didn't. Like I said, I was lost. But I looked up and I saw the stained glass window with Jesus. Now my year-old mind, confused mind, didn't realize that was not our stained glass window. But my little 8-year-old mind did remember that if you see the window, look to the left and you'll see home. That's a memory I have. If I were still a preacher, I could write a sermon. Look to Jesus and he'll lead you home. City school, my youngest daughter attended during middle school, starting with 6th grade. And I remember when she was in 6th grade that I came to a parent-teacher conference, and we're sitting there in her schoolroom with the teacher, and I'm looking around and I'm like, wait a minute. It was the exact same room that was my second grade class. So that brought back a lot of memories. It was a little surreal. But that was a good memory. This is Tiger Rose tattoo. That's where I got my first 3 tattoos. And this is the barber shop. A couple years ago, I was gonna go to Walter Mondale's funeral, and so I felt that was something I should look very professional for. So I went to the barber shop for the first time in more than 10-15 years that I got my hair professionally cut. I usually just shave it down and let it grow. But that was Walter Mondale's funeral, so I knew that President Biden was going to be there, other Minnesota politicians. So I decided I better look sharp. Thus, I went to the barber shop. I love this mural. Almost looks like it's been, like paper has been torn off. That's a beautiful mural there. Another coffee place. A lot of coffee shops here. Looks like another health organization? Not sure.
Ian, just put your coat in the water.
Yeah, the floor is wet, so get up, please. So that's even better. Yeah, it is. It's
I can zoom in. There we go. Wild coffee. So that's the tree that we get our Starbucks from every morning. Our piping hot caffeinated beverage. And there. Key lime. Make some pies. Citrus medica, citron. Oh. Try and zoom in on what I'm reading there. There we go. Ooh. That is China Boy Holly. Elex something, I don't know. But Elex means that it is related to yerba mate, which I drink every day. That's the national drink of Argentina. That same company, Kachai, produces specialty mixes, if you will, or specialty brands. So what I mean by that is this one here is branded for Boca Juniors, Boca Juniors is the greatest Argentine soccer team, if not the greatest soccer team in the world. But Kachai, the company Kachai, makes this yerba. They also make it for other teams, including the worst, the most hated soccer team in Argentina, and that would be River Plate, Boca Juniors' arch nemesis. I think you can tell which team I root for. Some of the artwork. Because, like I mentioned several times, Northeast Minneapolis is a big art community, art district. So, of course, we have to have artist studios everywhere. Another view of some of the artwork. Since I couldn't bring you professional art because of copyright issues, I decided, why not show you some of my art and produce a little art tour? So today I'm going to show you some of my watercolor art, mainly. I'm not going to get into my acrylics or oil paintings. It'll be my watercolor, basically my watercolor notebook, whatever's in there currently. Not my current notebook, the one I filled out. I already filled out completely, so hope that makes sense. Anyway. So sit back, enjoy, and let's look at some art together. Is the frozen Mississippi River, and it splits off, goes around the aforementioned Nicollet Island, and onward on its course south to the Gulf of Mexico. We'll get closer to the main part of the Mississippi River. In winter, Minnehaha Falls transforms. The water freezes into towering columns of ice. The gorge becomes quiet, and suddenly the falls feel ancient again. Over the decades, floods, droughts, and climate shifts have changed how often the falls flow and how powerfully. Some summers, the water barely trickles. Others, it roars. The falls remind us that nature doesn't follow a schedule. Today, millions of people visit Minnehaha Falls every year. Families, cyclists, couples, solo walkers. Some come for photos, others for quiet. Some don't even know the history. They just know it feels important. You know, we, the ones that reported to him, we, congratulating him on having done a great job and, way to go. But, deep down, I still thought he was an idiot. Who would run on purpose? Who would put themselves through that on purpose? But I believe the race was on a Sunday, and then we spoke on Monday, and that's when I congratulated him. But like I said, I congratulated him, but I'm going, what an idiot. Why the heck why would you want to do that? But here's the interesting thing, to be honest. Most of the pressure we as a society are feeling right now, it didn't come from inside of us. It came from comparison. Comparing ourselves while scrolling through people's highlight reels, seeing success without context, watching others win while you feel like you're still figuring things out. But here's what no one tells you. You are comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's edited moment. You don't see their doubts. You don't see their debts. You don't see their fears. You don't see their nights wondering if it's all worth it. Nobody posts things like, day 92 of questioning everything, or still not sure what I'm doing, but vibes are okay, or another personality reset incoming. If people were honest online, captions would be something like, smiling through the anxiety, or achievement unlocked, I didn't quit today. Honestly, that would be more accurate. Look at this walk we are on. I didn't wake up motivated. I didn't have a vision board moment. I didn't say, today I become my thing best. About walking, though. After 15 minutes of walking, your brain chills out a little bit. Not because your life is fixed, but because your body says, hey, maybe we don't need to panic about everything. And then you realize, oh, right, I'm just a guy on a sidewalk. Not every bad day means your life is over. Sometimes it means you're hungry, or you need sleep, or you scrolled through one too many TikToks, or 100 too many. Let's enjoy a nice drive through Disney property before we get back on the interstate. There goes the monorail. R.I.P. Adam. So, yeah, that was my first 19 videos. Not a milestone, more like a warning sign. If you watched more than one of these, that's on both of us. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for accidentally encouraging this behavior. Anyway, thanks for watching. This is your fault now. Leave a comment letting me know which video should have been my last one. I'll see you in the next one because apparently I don't know when to stop. But until then, as always, look to the future, but remember the past. Peace.